Good morning, everybody. Mike
Follow
Vacchi, Princetontrader.com, here with your Tuesday market webcast.
Snapchat,
All right, daily
at
chart.
Princetontrader.
They're
Check us
continuing
out
this
on
upper band
Facebook.
ride. They haven't
Join
engaged
us
it
for a free
yet
trial
today.
at www.
I would imagine it's going to take a 45.70 print at some point today if they're going to continue on the upper band ride. Aside from that, you would start to expect things. You're into your fourth day, although you never really measure it by days. You kind of measure it by distance. The upper band isn't really running away because you've got some very small daily ranges while all this is happening. This is your classic drip up, grind up type of a situation where they just they suck in weak shorts, they dangle it in front of them, and they just very slowly and steadily take it to the upside. We've traded down into the 45-44 area. Retail sales took it down into there. We printed a higher high. Let's go to the hourly chart. We printed as high as 45.65.75 yesterday, which took out the prior high from back on Friday. Then they bring it back in, and we have a 11 handle Globex range, and that's with this, quote unquote volatility immediately after the 8:30 retail sales numbers. But based upon the volatility that we've seen over the last 1, 3, 5, 10 years in the market, I mean, this is not volatility. This thing is consolidating in a big way. You can see we've had all these little consolidations. Bulls lift it, grind, flat, lift, try to pull it back, can't get it done, flat, lift. This was yesterday, and now we're just kind of flat here. It got into a situation when we spoke last week where Wednesday through Friday, it didn't even engage the hourly mid-band. So, the question I get is, what do the bears have to do to take control of the tape back? Well, here we are. You got weekly pivot down here at 45.02, and you got the 9-day underneath at 44.98. You got to get back below this area. You got to start printing stuff with 44s on it. You got to take out the 9-day, take out the weekly pivot. Or there isn't a soul out there that's going to take anything on the short side seriously for anything longer than a very short-term trade, because there's just no staying power in the position. Until you see that, all these little flat lines, all these little pullbacks are going to end up, they're going to end in higher highs. Now, if you're the bulls, I got to say, you need to stay above this 9-day. You've done a decent job of it. What you really need to do is you need to do a better job of holding highs early in the day. They did a good job yesterday, although they rejected that pretty good. But you get a lot of days where you make a high here, it gets rejected. High here, it gets rejected. High here, it gets rejected. So what does that tell me? The longs are just as weak as the shorts. And they're not confident at all when they start getting up into rarefied air. They're kind of, they get up there and they're just sitting around waiting for the other shoe to drop. I mean, look, the bear case is always more logical. It's always much more founded in reality and the economy and all the shit that everybody reads, which is why, whenever you go out on social media, the vast majority of quote unquote experts are almost permanently bearish because they say A, B, C, D, E should be happening or is happening out there in the world. Therefore, A, B, C, D, E should be happening on the tape. Tape doesn't give a shit. Price doesn't give a shit about A, B, C, D, E. They don't care. It doesn't care. It doesn't care. And you have to disassociate one from the other. You have to compartmentalize that in your brain and understand that what's happening with price has nothing to do with what's happening in the world, and that price is about making money, and being out in the world is about being out in the world, and it's two very different things. You tie the two of them together, then congratulations, you are a contrarian, and you're going to be right about 10% of the time. And the rest of the time, you're going to be like throwing stuff in your office. That's no way to exist. And if it sounds like I'm talking to you, it's because I am, and stop doing that. So for the bulls, what they're going to need to do is when they get up into some of these higher areas, they're going to need to close there. And they're going to need to have a little bit better Globex and continue to lift. The 4,600 area is open. I'm not sure it gets there in a straight line. I thought it maybe had a chance to do it yesterday into Friday, but they just keep giving it up too hard into some of these highs. So we will see how that goes. So what does that leave us with? You got the bulls that can't deal with 4,600. You got the bears that can't deal with 4,500. That leaves us in a pretty range-bound situation, probably for the remainder of the week. And that's okay. What I've been saying to everybody in the room is, look, the tape's going to provide a couple of opportunities a day. You need to execute on those opportunities, make your handles, and keep them. Focus on keeping them. When the market wants to consolidate, the focus has to be on keeping handles. Not over trading and going bonkers and making it very exciting for yourself. That's not how to get it done. You got to be efficient. You make your handles, understand that flat is a position too, and move on. That's how you get it done. So where do we stand here? We're trading 49 right now. You've got volume weighted average price, proprietary moving average, and the hourly midband all jammed in basically at 51. So 51 is your bull bear line as we get into the regular session. And the tightness of the bands there on the hourly chart isn't really sustainable. So you will get one or two opportunities today. The question is that going to be it, or is it going to be like a 3, 4, 5 day move? No way to tell. No way to tell. So you take what the market gives you, you make your handles on that, and you move on to the next day. That's the best piece of advice I can give anybody who's going to be trading this tape. All right, that's all I got. Everybody have a fantastic day. Be safe, be healthy, take care, trade them well. I'll talk to you tomorrow.